Good day, TCMayerS. So I am teacher Christine from the Covenant Montessori School, and I am here today to teach you or to tackle on how to easily identify figures of speech. But before that, let us define first what figures of speech is. So for those who are not familiar with, figures of speech is a figurative language that has a separate meaning from its literal meaning. So these are words or phrases having different meaning than its literal meaning. So it aims to draw a picture at the mind of the listener or the reader for them to easily convey the message. So authors or writers tend to use figures of speech to add color or interest in their writings and at the same time to awaken one's imagination. Come and join me as we tackle the common figures of speech in English. So first is simile. Simile is a figure of speech that compares two unlike things. So it is done using the word like or us. So meaning to say, we can easily identify if it is simile if it compares two unlike things and at the same time it uses the word like or us. For example, our soldiers are as brave as a lion. So in the sentence, we compared two similar things such as a soldier and a lion. So in the sentence, we compared them using the word as. So what is common about the two of them? It's about bravery. That's why soldiers are being compared to a lion. So in the sentence, as brave as a lion is the simile or the figurative language. Another example, she is like an angel. So a girl is being compared to an angel using the word like. So again, what is common about them? Very good. Beauty. That's why she is being compared to an angel. So she is like an angel is an example of simile because of the word like. Next is metaphor. So metaphor is a figure of speech that also compares two unlike things. These two unlike things must have one thing in common. So do not be confused with simile and metaphor because again, when we say simile, it uses the word like or us. But in metaphor, you are just comparing two unlike things directly or there is direct comparison. So for example, her eyes were fireflies. So her eyes was directly compared into a firefly. So what do you think is common about the two of them? So probably because her eyes were sparkling or shining. Another example. All the world is a stage. So in this sentence, the world is directly compared to a stage. So what does it mean? So meaning to say, all human beings play their roles in their everyday lives. So again, if there is a direct comparison between two similar things, we call it metaphor. Next is personification. Personification is a figure of speech that uses human qualities to non-living things or ideas. This can be emotions, feelings, actions or desires that only human beings do. So for example, the sunlight dance. So in this sentence, the sunlight cannot actually dance, but humans can do. So in this sentence, we personified a non-living thing such as sunlight to a human characteristic such as dancing. Another example, the flowers nodded. Flowers is a non-living thing, while nodded is a human attribute. Next, the sun smiled down on them. Sun cannot smile, but humans can. So these are examples of personification. Again, personifications is a figure of speech that gives non-living things human attributes or qualities. Next is apostrophe. Apostrophe is a figure of speech in which some absent or non-existent person or thing is addressed as it is present and capable of understanding. So meaning to say, it addresses a person or a thing that is not there. So if we are going to compare personification to apostrophe, in personification, you are giving non-living things a human attributes. It can be emotions or qualities. While in apostrophe, aside from you are giving attributes to non-living things, you are also addressing them. You are calling them. For example, the clouds wept for 3 hours. Is it personification or apostrophe? Okay, that is personification. Why? Because clouds cannot weep or they cannot cry. So you are giving inanimate object or non-living thing to human attributes or emotions, wherein clouds cannot cry but humans can. So how about when I say, clouds, please stop crying, the people are drowning? Is it an example of personification or apostrophe? Okay, very good. That is already an example of apostrophe. Why? Because the person is already talking to the clouds. So meaning to say, if you are already addressing an inanimate object or a person as if they were there or they were present, that is an example of apostrophe. So another example of apostrophe is this. Life, I cannot understand you. So in this sentence, you are talking to life as if it is a living object that is capable of understanding us. So again, when we say apostrophe, you are addressing either an inanimate object or a non-living thing or a person that is not there. Next is what we call hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of speech that uses exaggeration or exaggerates a statement or a phrase to emphasize something. So for example, it was so cold, I turned into a block of ice within seconds. So in this sentence, he says that it was cold and within seconds, he already turned into a block of ice. So do you think it is possible to happen for you to turn into a block of ice? Of course not. So if you are just exaggerating a situation, then basically you are using a figurative language, which is hyperbole. Another example, I am so thirsty, I will drink the whole river. So here, another exaggerated statement wherein even though you are thirsty, you cannot drink the whole river. So it uses exaggeration, so therefore it is an example of hyperbole. So last is what we call oxymoron. So oxymoron are words that seem to contradict each other. So these are pair words with contrasting meanings that can be funny when used. So for example, it is an open secret. So here you can see that it uses the word open and secret. That we all know that if it is a secret, then it cannot be open. And if it is open, it cannot be a secret. So it contradicts each other. That's why we consider it as oxymoron. Another example, all the politicians agreed to disagree. So two contradictory words such as agreed and disagree. Another example, he is clearly confused in his decision. Two contradictory words such as clearly and confused. Just a quick recap of what we have tackled. So we already discussed some few figures of speech in English. First, a simile, wherein we can easily identify if it is simile if it uses like or us. Second, metaphor, if it uses direct comparison. Personification, if we are giving inanimate objects human qualities or emotions. Next is apostrophe, if we are addressing inanimate objects or person as if they were present. Next is hyperbole. Hyperbole, exaggerating situation for emphasis. Next is oxymoron, wherein these are paired words that contradict each other. Now try answering the following sentences. Identify what type of figure of speech are the following. Number 1. His feet were as big as boats. Number 2. I had no choice but to do what I was told. Number 3. I've read this book 100 times. Number 4. Time is gold. Number 5. The lightning danced across the sky. Number 6. Hello darkness, I've come to talk to you again. Number 7. They fought like cats and dogs. Number 8. Your skin is softer than silk. Number 9. Look, a smiling moon. Number 10. A small crowd gathered to watch the concert. 11. I'm so sad that I'm drowning in tears. Number 12. Oh captain, my captain, our fearful trip is done. Number 13. You are my sunshine. Number 14. Feet, don't fail me now. And number 15, the truck is as big as an elephant. So that would be all for today. I hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!